Secondly, the legislators, many of whom are lawyers, bought the bill of goods first, and they are coming to recognize, because they are getting feedback from their constituents, these things aren't fair. If there's one thing I can encourage your listeners to do, is to give feedback to their legislators, to their House of Representatives, to their senators, state representatives. When they get personally involved, go to the office. If they have a problem, whether it's health care or burns or something like that, and they see how unfair the law is, go to the office, show up, and have a reasonable yet forthright discussion with them to explain these laws simply are not fair. And I'm here, a normal person, to tell you so. That's working. Legislators are giving us hearings, the people who represent the common man. And I'm a common man representing the common man. I wouldn't change it for anything in the world. What I would change is for a fair voice, a fair ear to hear our voice. And we're starting to get that.
Well, and you brought up a very interesting point, but I think a lot of people don't see that the Supreme Court ruling that high in favor of big business. I think people also should look into campaign financing records and see who donates the most to certain politicians, including judges, because many people don't understand or just don't know that judges also run for office here in Texas, and they take money. They take money from special interest groups just as well as just regular common folk, and we need to have them being held accountable. You can go on the financing reports on the internet. You know, and we always tell everybody, if you are elderly or maybe not familiar with computers, find somebody who is, or go to your library and have the librarian pop up the research for you. And for your rights, you can go to mytexasbar.com. You can get on there. And to find your legislature, I went on an interesting site that we'll post up here, peopleoverprofits.org. That's peopleoverprofits.org. You click on the area where you're from in the United States, it'll show you where your representatives are. And my experience, I've taken some elderly up to Austin, and we've gone and talked with the legislators. Now, they're on the floor sometimes. They're busy making a living, or trying to, at least, on your behalf, but you meet with their aides, their lawyers. A lot of the time, a lot can get done with that. Many people say, well, I want a special audience with the legislator. Many of them return their calls right away, or their staff does, and they should be very attentive. You know, we've got 5 minutes left, Randy. I wanted to cover one area that's very important, and that is the devastation. And I know you've handled a lot of these cases, and I think people will find these interesting on burn cases. And those are devastating cases that have severe economic damage for the rest of their life care plans.
Right.
Can you point to a company or maybe a chemical explosion or gas explosion in your mind, one of your cases that has been litigated that's still in the forefront of your mind that involved, women, children?
Well, one that came to my mind, as you mentioned, when there was an evacuation from Houston to Galveston of some elderly residents from a nursing home here in Houston. They went on a bus heading to Dallas. That bus, which the company originated from down in the valley, caught on fire, and 23 people lost their life, literally burned to death in that bus. The National Transportation and Safety Board did an investigation and concluded one thing, but by lawyers digging further, we have found so many other parties who played a role in causing the death of these individuals. My belief is we cannot let the government be the last stop to tell us who is at fault and who is responsible. All of us live and learn by our errors, and I believe in this litigation involving the tragic death of these elderly individuals, that we are going to make this country a safer place to live, our buses a safer place to drive on. And we've done a lot of things. You and I talked right before this about a hazing case, and I want to leave a website with you all. A young man at the University of Texas lost his life during a hazing event in his freshman year. He was 18 years old at the time, and his parents brought suit against that fraternity. Hazing is widespread, not just in in sororities, fraternities, but in athletics and in other events. And I want to tell your listeners, especially those adults who have kids who are 17, 18, 19 years old, there's a great educational video that came out of this settlement, and it's to be found at the website of In Memory of Jack, just like it sounds, inmemoryofjack.com. There's an educational video. It takes 15 minutes. I had my older girls watch this video. They said it was very powerful. It's a great message. and it gives kids the opportunity to see what to do and what not to do, most importantly. And we've made it a mission over the last 6 months to get that website out, to get that educational video out, and to help students who are either in college or going to college understand how to deal with hazing issues.
And that's www.inmemoryofjack.com.
That's right.
And this is, ladies and gentlemen out there, when I bring on great men like T. Gerald Treese, Benny Augusto, Randy Sorrels, and many of the other lawyers, not just here in Houston, but around the United States and down in the Valley and Coastal Bend, when we bring on these people, it's not to put on a stage that, promote lawyers. It's promoting the issues. And those issues are like the hazing. The child that you save can be your own if you go on that website. You think twice when you load up an elderly person on a bus. Is that bus safe? And the case that you brought hit national attention. I remember when the evacuation, and it was a really good coordinated evacuation. We learned a lot from it. Governor Perry did a great job, and the National Guard and everybody. But at the same time, there are safeguards that slip through the cracks, and a lot of people died because of that. And ladies and gentlemen, if we keep the legislature passing all these draconian laws that are going to limit us from our day in court, we're going to lose out. And that's what this program's all about. We've got a couple of minutes left. Randy, is there anything else you'd like to add for the public out there about their legal rights or their remedies? And also, you can contact Randy directly. That's abrahamandwatkins.com, or your email direct
yes.
is Sorrels,
SORRELS, at abrahamwatkins.com. And our firm takes pride on trying to respond promptly to people's inquiries. We've been around for 57 years. We don't win every case, but we win most of them. And more importantly, we help people. This hazing case is a perfect example. We try to do something for the better of society, if at all possible. We try to make changes. We try to help out not only the victims we represent, but those potential victims who we don't want to be victims.
And you can contact them also toll free at 888-222-7211.
It's 800-870-9584.
And we'll say that again,
1-800-870-9584.
And the number to call in Houston is 713-222-7211.
That's
I
right.
remember it well.
That's right.
And Randy, it's been a pleasure. I hope
thank
you
you
come
so
on
much.
again.
Yes, I'm honored you asked me, and I hope I get to come on again.
Yeah, and we will be loading this up on YouTube. You can catch it. That's www.youtube.com. Hit search term Randall Sorrels, or you can hit Abraham Watkins on there, and it'll be loading up in a couple of weeks, and we look forward to y'all. And thank you again for listening. If you have any questions or comments, you can shoot an email to me at joe@flotuslawfirm.com or 361-887-8670. Thank you, and God bless.